Good evening and welcome to Sunset News. I am Aina Kweyo, bringing you news, community stories, economic news, weather, sports, and so much more on this Thursday evening in the news tonight. The agricultural sector today held a memorial service for the late President Hage Geingob in Redfontaine. Among the speakers to pay tribute to the president were the president of the Namibia Agriculture Union Tinus Pretorius, Paul Straydom, CEO of Livestock and Livestock Products Board, and the CEO of Namwater, Abraham Nehemiah. Have a look.
On this momentous occasion, we come together to pay tribute to an exceptional leader and his unwavering commitment to the vital cause of water resource management and supply. His vision, dedication, and decisive actions have profoundly shaped our nation's approach to this critical issue, leaving an enduring mark on our collective future. Managing water resources effectively poses a significant global challenge that demands steadfast leadership and decisive measures. This narrative explores the pivotal role undertaken by His Excellency Dr. Hage Geingob in guiding water governance, offering substantial contributions both domestically and internationally. In 2021, His Excellency was appointed as the co-chair of the International High-Level Panel on Water Investments for Africa. Collaborating with fellow panelists, his aim was to enhance the investment landscape for climate resilience, gender-inclusive water security, and sustainable sanitation. Additionally, the panel endeavored to address the dual challenge posed by climate change, fortifying Africa's resilience against future health crises. He is widely recognized for his steadfast commitment to realizing the fundamental human right of access to clean water and proper sanitation. In the State of the Nation address delivered in April 2018, His Excellency underscored the government's swift actions, such as the Windhoek aquifer management and recharge, the guarantee uninterrupted water supply to Namibia central areas. Further long-term strategies have been endorsed to strengthen water resources, including plans to expand the desalination capacity. Notably, Cabinet has approved the implementation of the SS1 desalination plant, which is aimed at providing water security for the industrial use of and human consumption in the water-stressed Erongo region.
The Backyard Tenants Group proposes leasing unoccupied plots at portion 10 and 11 of Farm 36, of which 667 plots were serviced by the municipality in 2021, but only 50 of those plots have been occupied. Offering to pay $15 Namibian per plot per month, the group consists of 786 members seeking temporary accommodation until their allocated portion is fully serviced and ready for occupation. Emmanuel Festus, the vice chairperson and spokesperson of the Falfish Bay Tenants Group, said that they were allocated with a portion 19 on the 19th of July 2023, which they have been raising funds to service themselves. We face the overwhelming task of attending to towns planning matters and purchasing and servicing the land at their own cost and risk. This is why we are requesting the municipality of Falfish Bay to lease portion 10 and 11 of Farm 37 for temporary occupation, he added. Festus further added that they have been diligently contributing $380 Namibian per person per month towards planning, surveying, purchasing, and servicing costs. Among the members expressing interest in leasing plots, 213 own vehicles, ensuring transportation to and from Green Valley will not pose an issue. Furthermore, to address sanitation concerns, the group pledges to contribute $5 per household per month towards the pit latrine toilet services, ensuring adequate facilities for all members. Moving over to our next story. In Namibia, 16% of the population see education as a priority problem, while 13% said they have had to pay bribes to receive the needed services at public schools. On average, more than 37% of adults in Africans have secondary education, 18% have post-secondary education, while 20% have primary schooling and 18% have no formal education. According to an Afrobarometer report, educational attainment varies widely across countries and demographic groups, reflecting disadvantages among women, the poor, and rural residents. Younger Africans have more education than their elders. In Namibia, 46% of adults have secondary education, while 8% have no formal education. It said 48% of Africans say school-age children who are not in schools are a frequent problem in their community. This percentage stands at 49% in Namibia, while 74% of Africans who had contact with public schools say they found it easy to obtain the services they needed, and teachers and other officials treated them with respect, but 19% said they had to pay bribes to get needed services. In Namibia, 74% said they had contact with public schools, and 26% felt it was difficult to obtain the services needed from teachers or school officials. A total of 54% of Namibians said they were treated with respect, while 13% of Namibians said they had to pay a bribe to obtain services from the schools. Furthermore, 46% of Africans think their government is performing well on education, while 52% gave their leaders poor marks. Moving over to our next story. The City of Windhoek spokesperson Lydia Amutenya has told this media house that Windhoek's growing refusal to allow City of Windhoek workers to pay on prepaid electricity meters is concerning. City of Windhoek has undertaken an initiative to upgrade existing prepaid electricity meter software all around Windhoek, but is concerned with the speed at which it is moving. City of Windhoek has so far updated 29,395 of the 56,707 of all installed prepaid meters in Windhoek, and that gives us a 51.84% of prepaid electricity meters updated. Worth noting is that we have not reached a 100% update of the meters yet, and it is concerning because the rate of refusal by some residents to enter their property to update their meters is increasing, she said. In addition, Amutenya said the City of Windhoek has set itself a target of updating all 56,707 meters by the 30th of June 2024 against the global deadline of the 24th of November 2024. We thus urge all our residents with prepaid electricity meters to take note of the urgency of this project and cooperate with our field officers to update their meters before they are left in the dark. As for the debt relief program, the condition for the pensioner debt to be written off is that they need to have both electricity and water prepaid meters installed already or applied for the installation, or can apply for prepaid services to be installed during the registration period, Amutenya has said. Work activities have been reduced significantly in the Anigas second power station construction site in Falfish Bay. The details follow in the economic news after this short commercial break.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
In economic news tonight, work activities have been reduced significantly at the Oneuptwo power station construction site in Falfish Bay. The purpose of the power station is primarily to support power supply in the Namibian grid. The site, which was once a hive of activity, now resembles a ghost town after an estimated 240 of 300 Namibian employees recruited by various contracting companies involved in construction process could not continue construction due to non-payment and vacated the premises. The remaining 60 employees on site are employed by Telemania and FIM Investments. A reliable source explained that some companies removed their employees while others, such as aggrieved Asbidud employees, downed their tools due to not receiving their full salaries since December 2023. As per Asbidud employee, they were only assisted with advances on their salaries from November. They only received a portion of their salaries, and officials informed them the company has not been paid. They were told that they will receive their full salaries in February. According to the source, the payment issue of invoices, salaries, and accounts to Namibian worker and companies apparently came about when the representative from one of Namibian joint venture partners allegedly approached the JV demanding 30 million Namibian dollars in addition to the agreed amounts in JV agreements. However, the Namibian company refused to cooperate, and subsequently no payment were made to any employee, contractor, or supplier since November or December. Now let's have a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades for 24 Namibian dollars 7 cents to 1 British pound, 20 Namibian dollars 65 cents gets you 1 euro, 90 Namibian dollars and 5 cents get you 1 US dollar, while 2 Namibian dollars 65 cents will get you 1 Chinese yuan. Gold and platinum have gone up with 0.11% and 1.33% respectively, while copper and Brent crude oil have gone down with 0.18% and 0.47% respectively. After the break, we return with the international news. We take a look at the Egypt crisis. We take a look, at how Egypt criticizes Israeli occupation before the World Court. Stay with us.
Connection. It's in the human touch, the feeling of belonging. It inspires us and empowers us, creates clarity from complexity. It starts new conversations, unlocks the power of advice, and makes an impact on your life. At Alex Forbes, we pioneer insight to provide you with advice that connects your decisions of today to your impact tomorrow.
China today asked the International Court of Justice to give its opinion on Israel's occupation of the Palestinian territories, which it said was illegal. Justice has been long delayed, but it must not be denied, China's Foreign Ministry's legal advisor Ma Yinmin told the court in The Hague in the Netherlands. In our next story, Indonesia was struck by a tornado of a scale previously and unrecorded in the country that injured at least 33 people and damaged buildings, government officials have said, after the violent wind swept the town of Sumedang in the West Java province on Wednesday. A climatologist at the government research body Brin Erna Yali Hustin said the agency would reconstruct and investigate the tornado. In a post on a social media app X, formerly known as Twitter, she said it was similar to the kind of violent winds that often occur in the northern hemisphere. Until now, only smaller tornadoes known as Angin Puting Beliung have been recorded in Indonesia. Indonesia's disaster mitigation agency said the injured people suffered slight injuries. In a video seen by Reuters, the winds sacked roofs of the factory. In another video broadcast by news channel Compass TV, trees shook violently in the town's main street. A third video showed the front panel of a convenience store collapsing and residents screaming. Kai Tyra, a Sumedang resident, told Reuters she had felt a panic as the winds were blowing. Now let's have a look at our weather forecast for tomorrow shortly after the break. Here are the weather forecasts for tomorrow. Katima Mulilo can expect a minimum of 19 degrees, Rundu 21 degrees, Tsome Benochuarongo 24 degrees and 23 degrees respectively. 23 degrees goes for Omaruru as well. Henties Bay, Swakopmund and Falfish Bay can expect a minimum of 16 degrees. Cape Manshop can expect a maximum of 40 degrees. Aranos at 38 degrees, as well as Marienthal can expect a maximum of 38 degrees, while Oranjemund can expect a minimum of 14 degrees. After the break, we return with the sports package courtesy of Sports Rep.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraika. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with soccer news first. Champions League action, and it was Arsenal that had a away game against Porto, and it was Porto that won the game 1-0. That goal was scored late in stoppage time by Galeno, and it is Porto that won the first leg by 1-0. Not all over for Arsenal. The second leg will be played on the 12th of March, and that game will be played home game for Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. Another game played in the Champions League was Napoli that drew against Barcelona. The score there was 1-1. Good result for Napoli. Barcelona, very strong team, and it was played at Napoli. So the second leg also going to take place in 2 weeks' time. On to English Premier League, and it was Liverpool, the log leaders, that was in action at home at Anfield against Luton Town, and they won that game by 4-1. It was not that convincing at halftime. It was Luton Town that actually led by 1-0 at halftime, but four second half goals from Liverpool make sure of the win. It was first Virgil van Dijk that scored in the 56th minute, and then just 2 minutes later it was Gapco that scored, and then Luis Diaz in the 71st minute, and it was Harvey Elliott that made sure of a 4-1 victory with a goal in the 90th minute. At the moment, it is Liverpool with 26 games that they've played. All the others have played 25 games. The top three at the moment, Liverpool with 60 points. They fall clear of Manchester City that played one game less on 56 points. And then Arsenal also 25 games played on 55 league points. And continuing with cricket news, and it's cricket news from the Test Series, India hosting England, and it is the 4th Test that will start on Friday in Ranchi, and at the moment it is India leading the 5-Test series by 2-1. News from England camp is that the seam bowler Ollie Robinson will replace Mark Wood in the starting 11, and then also it is off-spinner Shahub Bashir that will replace Rihan Ahmed also in the starting 11 for Friday's Test. News from the India camp is that inspirational fast bowler Jasprit Bumrah will not play in the 4th Test. He's been rested. He played in all the first 3 tests, and he will play again in the 5th and deciding test. And to close off today's international sports news, it is tennis news. So firstly, the Rio Open on the men's ATP tournament being played. And the big news there is number 1 seed Carlos Alcaraz. He's out of the tournament. He injured his ankle in his game, and that was against Thiago Monteiro. And they only played 2 games, and then it was Alcaraz that had to withdraw. The number 2 seed in the tournament is now the favourite. He's also the defending champion. That is Cameron Norrie of Great Britain, and he will play Marcelo Thomas Verca in his next round, in the round of 32. On the women's side of world tennis, it is the Dubai International that's been played. It is Coco Gauff. She's the number 3 seed. She's through to the quarterfinals, and she beat Karolina Pliskova in 3 sets. She lost the first one 2-6 and then won 6-4, 6-3 to beat Pliskova. The number 1 seeded player is Iga Swiatek. She's from Poland, and she's safely through to the quarterfinals as well. She beat number 15 seed Elina Svitolina. The score there was 6-1 and 6-4. Her next game in the quarterfinals will be against China's Zheng Guanwen, and it is Guanwen that's a difficult opponent. She played in the final of the Australian Open quite recently. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.
We are all seeking connection to each other, to the world, to the spaces we exist in.
Poor sportsmanship right now from the lads.
You might be physically ready, your body is ready, but mentally.
Here's another chance, and it is a goal from Vindo Kahan.
Sy sê wie hy is aan neertrek en daai bal het my grond gevat. Ja, hy het grond gevat en is
but just enough next.
So, we will be doing this for the mountain climber. More advanced, slightly advanced.
So, is jou trolley reg? Want
I love it. I love it. So then we
kickstart our countdown at number 5 with this one.
Op Netwerk TV se Klets Kompas gesels ons nuus van 'n Maandag tot Donderdag. Ons kyk ook na die weer en meer. Stories wat jou raak en stories wat saak maak.
They've made a mistake in denying me bail, and they've made several other mistakes in many other cases.
The channels that teach us something new or reflect our expression. So it goes beyond switching to the right station. It's about choosing the experience that can adorn the present, dressing it with our tastes as we expand our preferences, because what we are actually connecting to is boundless, limitless human energy, and this is the spirit of NTV.
Make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook and all NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, which is called Oneuptwo.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV 25 every weekday from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. This has been Sunset News, so please don't end your day without us. Good night.